Howdy folks, welcome to another episode of Vern's Misadventures. So, it's becoming more and more common that I need to burn CDs or DVDs for my retro projects as I work on them. And so what I need to do is figure out how am I going to use this in this case that has no provision for a DVD drive. So in a previous video I came up with a solution where I took the side panel off and rigged up SATA cable and a separate power supply, and we got by with that. But I'd like to see if we could try a little more elegant solution for the next time. So without further ado, let's do this. Alright, so obviously the most obvious solution here is why don't you get a USB DVD player or whatever, right? And I have one. It's Pioneer. It was a pretty decent one when I bought it. It doesn't work as well as it once did, and I've noticed that Mac OS Catalina doesn't even recognize it when I plug it in. It doesn't even recognize it at all. So, you know, there's that. I've actually considered getting a really long SATA cable and maybe mounting this off to the side of the computer somewhere. Maybe put a little case over here, something along those lines. But then, you know, you got to power it. So, of course, now I'm running SATA power and SATA data outside the computer case, cutting holes, blah blah blah. So before we resort to all that, I got this thing. Just got this in today, or yesterday. I got it in last night. That's when I got it. And what it is a case. So it's a Mercury Pro USB 3.2, 5 gigabytes per second optical drive. How about that? So it says it works with Mac and PC. So that's interesting. Right? So let's just see what all you get. Now it does say that the Blu-Ray writer is going to have 16x max speed on this. So what all we got in the box here? So we got a power supply, so that's already a more elegant solution than to rig up a computer power supply. Okay, we got some little feet guys, I guess. We got some screws, and we got a USB cable. What else comes in the box? Look at this thing. It's nicely packaged without going over the top like they so often do. And it's nice to have nice packaging, but somebody's paying for that, and I gotta believe it's the end user. So it's good enough to get here without being damaged. It's going in the trash anyway. I don't know. That's my take on packaging. So, yeah, look down in there. Am I getting a shot of it? Let me see. Yeah, look down in there, will you? So what do we have? We have a little SATA cable, and we have a SATA power cable. And this comes on out of there. After all that, yeah, here we go. So you have a SATA cable for the SATA data and SATA power. So that's pretty cool. And then on the back side, you got a little switch, and you have the USB port and your power port. So So that's all pretty good. It said it works on DVD players of a certain length. Ooh. I'm not sure we fit into the length. I guess we do. Question is, can I get back to the screws? Oh no. Is it too long? Yeah, it's a smidge too long. I actually think I can make it work, but this DVD player is just a little bit too long. Now this is a Blu-ray player, of course. Dadgummit. Alright, well I think we can make this work. And it's not going to be as elegant as it was going to be. But it's still going to be better than having power supplies and cables thrown outside the computer and all that. What I'll probably end up having to do is drill some new holes to mount it. Because it's not getting all the way back to the mounting holes. Fortunately, if you look down in here, it's going to have enough room for us to make our connections here. Because your power and then your data ports are here. So it just puts us right up against the circuit board. And then, yeah, the bezel itself will protrude the case, but I think that'll be okay. It's not ideal, but it'll be okay. This turned into a thing, didn't it? Alright, so I've given the whole situation here some thought. We barely miss the mounting screws here. So I think I can just kind of elongate the holes, get rid of the grommets, and elongate the holes a little bit, then probably put the grommets back in. So we'll see if we can use the grommets or not. Just getting rid of the grommet itself allows you to see a little small portion of the hole. So here's what I think we should do. Before we start doing anything to this $70 case here, I think it'd probably be prudent to make sure that it's going to fulfill our needs. I think what we'll do first, get it put in here and plug it together. The case is nice. The most important part is the interface, the power supply and the connectivity through the USB. Those are the two important things, and I think those are going to work out okay for us. But we'll have to see. Here's our power supply. That tracks in that way. Got that end plugged in. We're going to need a USB cable. One minor complaint that I have already. Look at the length of the cable they give you. Supposedly 24 inches. It's probably 24 inches. 24 inches isn't going to do me a whole lot of good, but I think I can work with it. Now, that's if the power supply can get where I need it to go. Looks like it can, but it's not going to be. It's going to turn into a thing. That's all right. We'll work with it. All right. So looking up in here, go ahead and connect it in here so we don't have any nonsense with front panels or any of that. Okay, it's in there. All right. So, and for now, we'll just stretch this cord across here. Is it going to reach? It's got to go over here. Okay, turned it on. Okay, well, the light came on. Now we got to put a disc in it to see. Now here's the disc that I just made. It has Apple II games and such. So let's see if it can read it. And so this opened up all by itself. It took a minute, but there it is. And it shows Blu-ray drive. So I guess we'll just open up the old Apple emulator. And so this is pointing to the DVD player. So I'm going to drag the file out of this File Explorer on the left, and we're going to see if we can launch it in the Apple emulator. So I guess you can read it. I don't have extra discs that I can just use one willy-nilly. Let's see how it plays a DVD if I can find one that I want to use. Probably a dollar store special. Let's see if it can play it. So it works with CDs. Let's see if it works with DVDs. Oh, there we go. So the autoplay deal just popped up over here. Let's play it with VLC. Oh yeah, it works. Alright, so the next question is, does it work in Mac OS? Will Mac OS recognize it? Hey, yeah, look at that. It already mounted the disc. So definitely is recognizing it. Let's see what it shows over the Finder. Yeah, right here, Valkyrie. It's not the good Valkyrie with Tom Cruise. It's some kind of other older version of the movie. I'm just impressed that it showed up as an optional, as a drive. So that's more than the little one I showed you at the beginning of the video will do. Open disk. Yeah, open. I don't know if I've ever tried to play a DVD in Catalina before. So if this doesn't work, it won't necessarily be because this didn't work. Oh, look at that, it's going. Okay. Alright, so now having verified that it's going to work in the operating systems I was mostly concerned about, that, he spits it out for us. So anyway, now that I realize it's going to work, now I'm okay with modifying the case because I'm going to be keeping it. So let's set out about the business of taking care of that. Why are we looking down into a box, Vern? Well, alright, now that we've passed our functionality test, we got to see if we can mount this thing. Let's get her apart again. The box is so that I don't put the metal filings all over the floor of the room here. Yeah. So if you see here on the mount, pushed all the way back to the circuit board here, the holes are just about a half a hole, maybe a little more than that. 2/3 of a hole, let's say 2/3 of a hole, too far back. So, I mean, if we can just, so we can just extend those forward a little bit, I think we'll be on to something. And I really didn't want the metal filings all over the room, so I went ahead and got this box ready. We are close. Nope, all the way through. Okay. That wasn't really what I meant to do. That escalated, didn't it? Let's see if we can put the grommet back on there. Okay, grommet's back. We'll just kind of slide it up a little. Let's see if we can get the screw. It looks like I should be able to get it. Probably wouldn't hurt to have one over here, huh? Obviously we're going to have to get the duster and make sure we don't have any metal filings just laying on that board there. Alright, well, let's see what that does for us, if anything. It's getting pretty thin. So Maybe we can work a screw in there. So I'd like to go on the record as saying this is not a paid product endorsement. This is not the way the manufacturer would recommend this be done. All that out of the way. Look at here. They said it wouldn't fit, but it does. Nice. Alright, well, now that we know it fits, we gotta take it back apart and clean it. We'll blow it off the circuit board, give us a little fighting chance there. Push these guys down a little. Then the next trick, next trick we got to do is we put the feet Well, there we go, folks. The Mercury Pro. It says it works with Mac OS 10.7 to 10.11.6. Mac OS 10.12 or later. And it also works with Windows 7 and later. But, yeah. I mean, I spent well over $100 on this Blu-ray disc drive, and then to not be able to use it simply because my current case doesn't have a DVD 5¼ inch port, well, that wasn't working for me. So now this is a pretty good deal. I mean, $70, and it is compatible with everything I needed to work with. So I could make discs for the iBook. I can make discs for the Omeatlon. Pretty cool. And then, so the world has not completely moved. At least the retro world has not moved completely away from DVDs, CDs. So there's still a use for a product like this. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all take care.